Hello there. So I'd like to move forward talking about why atheists should become conservative, but I got some comments in my previous video, and the reason I'm actually responding to them is because it seems maybe they didn't understand the video, or they're confused, or whatever it is. A person outright said your video is kind of all over the place, so I can understand why my video is all over the place. Sounds like it's all over the place. I want to explain it. So moving forward, if you see something like this again, and you're following my channel, you will understand now from my structure what I was doing there. Maybe you can match it to another video I may do in the future and understand it better. So I think it's beneficial to do this, so that's why I'm doing it. I'm not going to necessarily go through all the comments people make and respond to it. I may not be able to, or I'm just doing other things. Anyhow, so let's go through this. You say at the beginning that you are trying to get more atheists to join the right. Then you spend the rest of your time going off on irrelevant tirades and rants with seemingly no point and definitely making no convincing argument. Okay, so first let's address that. I'm not making any convincing argument to convince you to be a conservative in this video, in that video, because that wasn't the goal of that video. I was just saying my goal in general for my videos, what my mission is. My goal here is I want you to subscribe to my channel and watch my videos, and see if you will be convinced from my videos in general, all my videos, not just this one. And then he says, I would suggest next time you may want to make a script so you can avoid distracting yourself with useless diversions. Just a thought. So I would imagine that was the next thing I was getting to. So first in the video I'm going through explaining that I want to convince atheists to be conservative. Next I was explaining, I was more like, okay, let's have a conversation. But before we have this conversation, this was like the before conversation, what I was doing with the rest of that video. And I think it was important for me to point this out and talk about this, so I did it. That, I want you, it's like me, let's say we're talking to each other face to face, and I'm telling you, I want you to hear me out, be open-minded, don't like hate on every word I'm saying, don't go hating on anything I'm saying, try just understanding what I'm saying. And I think it's important to point out, especially today, you see all over YouTube in general, everyone just loves to hate on the opposing view on the other side, and I'm just saying, I want to go through everything as much as possible, and I want you for the future for yourself to just try not hating, try being understanding. Everyone loves to hate, and they're all into the hating, and with their side and on their opposing view. So I think that's just important to address before moving forward on everything I want to be moving forward on. So that's why I addressed that. That's why I said that. And now next comment. Let's go through this. Two-parter. Your video is kind of all over the place. However, I'll try to make a couple of points here. Being religious or an atheist has nothing to do with political leanings. There are conservative atheists and liberal religious. So, I'd say if you're liberal religious, it's because either you don't understand the politics, you don't understand the religion. I think both of those reasonings are actually accurate, depending on the person. There's a lot of religious people, they're very into their religion, and they don't really understand politics. And if they hear something nice on the left that sounds nice to them, and it sounds like something they can justify to go along with their religious view, then they'll make sense of it and they'll go along with it, not understanding the depth of the politics, maybe, or they'll understand the depth of the politics and understand the depth of the religion, and they're just misunderstanding their religion. There are political leanings in religion itself. What are political leanings? I think if you're going to say that there are no political leanings in religion, you don't really understand what political leanings are in themselves. Political leanings exist with religion or without religion, but the religion has its own leanings. So in the religion, there's the Ten Commandments is don't steal is a political leaning, don't commit adultery is a political leaning of the religion, don't murder. These things are political leanings. The question is, where do they line up between the left and the right? And I would argue between abortion and now infanticide and socialism, those are political leanings on the left that do not line up with those religious leanings from the right that I just mentioned. So there are political leanings from the religion in itself, and the right leaning go along with it better than the left. The left, I think you can justify things to be political from a religious point of view, whatever it is, but I don't think they're accurate and they're right. So for those people, I guess I'm not targeting them. My target audience is for atheists, what I want. But if you're on the left and you're a religious person, I ask you follow my videos as well, I guess, and hear why I think these views are wrong. But the main goal is, I think the religion does a good enough job getting people on the political right. Other issues with the political right or the religious people in general, I'll go through probably at some point. And there's a lot to get to, so we'll get to whatever I can. And Then, the other point I'd like to make is that I have never seen a positive act/claim made by religion that couldn't be achieved by secular means. And I agree with this 100%. The whole point of my channel is because of this is true. That everything can be achieved by secular means. The thing is, right now, what he's talking about is more a theory. What I mean by that is the political left and the atheists generally, the atheists are on the political left, and if the political left are immoral, as I'm saying they are, I want you to hear why I'm saying they're immoral and hear me out and understand that when these things, when the seculars decide they're going to implement all these things that are that agree with the religious right-leaning views that are moral, that are not immoral as they are with the left, then we're good, and this is what I want. But as of now, it's just a theory because it's not actually in play. Maybe some atheists are conservative, but the majority, all the programs out there I've seen of atheists, everything out there, it's all secular left-leaning. It's not secular right-leaning. I'd like there to be secular right-leaning. So, till then, this idea that it can be is just a theory and it's nice, but it doesn't mean that. What are you trying to say here? Like I shouldn't be making these videos and doing this because this can happen? I mean, I want it to happen. I want it to come true. So that's why I'm doing this. And then the amount of negative effects religion has had are innumerable. So that's great. That I think is just a misunderstanding of people, humanity, and religion itself. Religion says a lot of good things to do, it says some bad things to do. Majority of people within the religious circles, what they do, what they're for, what their political leanings are, is what it comes down to. There being some bad apples doing bad things, and they're religious, doesn't mean it's because of the religion. It's like you're blaming the religion, I'm assuming this, maybe I'm wrong, but it sounds to me like you're blaming the religion for these people doing bad things. I mean, if the majority of people in the religion are doing the bad things, then I think you have a point. But just because there are some people in the religion doing bad things doesn't mean... Obviously, there are people in prison who believe in God. Their crimes they committed to go to prison, you're going to say it's because of God they did those crimes to end up in prison? I'm not really sure what you're saying here. When you have a majority of people who are religious, there's still... Those same majority of people are still humans. And amongst humans, there are good people and there are bad people. Religious or not. The thing is, it sounds like you're just blaming the religion on these things. And if you have more specifics you want to get to, we can get to that. But generally speaking, when it comes to evil, bad things that people do, religious or not, religious people and atheists, I think alike, would agree these things are bad. I think the atheists, though, are talking amongst themselves more than the religious people, so they think that they're talking about the bad things going on from the religious world, and the religious people aren't talking about them. I can assure you the religious people are talking about these bad things that happen in the religious world with rapes and all these horrible things you hear atheists talking about. You will hear them also from the religious people talking about them. It's not just solely atheists pointing out the bad things in the religion. The religious people themselves do it within themselves. So... that's all I got to say about that. Hopefully we'll be moving forward. I got a lot to get to. I want to talk about racism and who knows what, the Constitution. Till then, all the best. Thanks for watching.